Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today is Wednesday, September the 30th, and it's hump day, so I hope everybody's having a great week. Today, I'd like to discuss Meghan's narcissistic rant, and I'd like to break down. I'd also like to cover a little bit about the recent events considering or surrounding her court case. Full disclaimer can be found down below in the description box. And once again, I'd like to thank you for watching and for commenting. Press Gazette. Mail on Sunday wins right to rely on Meghan and Harry's biography, Finding Freedom in the Privacy Battle. We know who she's suing. The Duchess took legal action last year over 5 articles published in February of 2019, 2 in the Mail on Sunday and 3 in the Mail Online, which included extracts from the private and confidential letter to her father. At the preliminary hearing last week, A&L asked for permission to amend its written defense to Meghan's claim to argue that the Sussexsquad cooperated with the authors of Finding Freedom, which was published in August. Meghan denies collaborating with Finding Freedom authors in High Court privacy battle. The Duchess of Sussex lawyers have denied that she collaborated with the authors of a recent book about her and the Duke of Sussex at the latest hearing of the High Court action against the publisher on the Mail on Sunday. The publisher argued that Meghan gave the authors, Omid Scobie and Carolyn Duran, information about the letter to Mr. Markle in order to set out her own version of events in a way that were favorable to her. But Meghan's lawyers said accusations that the Duke and Duchess collaborated with the authors was simply a conspiracy theory and argued that the references to the letter in the book were simply extracts from the letter lifted from the defendant's own articles. Ruling on A&L's application on Tuesday, Judge Francesca Kay allowed the publisher to amend its defense to rely on Finding Freedom. The judge said the amended defense did not raise new defenses, but simply added further particulars of A&L's. She added that Meghan knows the case she has to meet and that there is no suggestion that she is in fact unable to do so. This is from the Dana.Scully1, and she just puts this little memes up there, and we know that Meghan will take any opportunity to speak to make herself appear relevant. She's talking to the right on the Time 100, and she's trying to talk about kindness, and it says, "I'm so kind, the best in kindness." And then for Archie, who was the man wrongfully imprisoned, and he's on America's Got Talent, and the meme says, "Yeah, I never miss an opportunity to stay relevant." And then at the bottom, she's also talking about their message to wish him well on Archie on America's Got Talent, and said, yeah, it's not just the name, because our son is named Archie, but check out the merch in the back. And they had listed everything from the books to the candles, mirror, even the pillows on the sofa. America's Got Talent and Meghan Markle shocked viewers of America's Got Talent on Wednesday after she made a surprise appearance on the show. All she did was do a video taped interview or message, and then it appeared on there. Thank you, Louise, again for sending this to me. Meghan Markle joined Fortune Most Powerful Women Summit. This was aired on the Sussexsquad Podcast, and I'd like for us to listen to it and break it down. She is so smug and so narcissistic, and wants to allude to the fact that she's not controversial if we'll just listen to what she has to say, and that some of us that speak out against her are just noise, and listen to the quote she uses about that. But she tries to act as if we're all stupid and that we can't understand what she's saying. And this is so sugary and hard to watch, but look at her mannerisms, look at what she has to say, her reactions, and she just thinks she's, sitting on top of the world. But let's get to listening to the video. Hello. I'd like to go through this video that was sent to me by Louise, and thank you, Louise. And it's on the Sussexsquad Podcast, and it's Meghan Markle joined the Fortune's Most, and I think it was Powerful Women. We'll see in a minute. But let's go through this video. I couldn't believe it, and I'm curious what you think. So I'll play it, and then we'll pause and make comments.
Focus on a word that you use that I use a lot, which is reckoning. We are really here. We are really facing it.
Yeah.
And I just to prepare for this interview, I listened to a moving graduation speech that you gave. And you not only said Black Lives Matter, you said the names of the people that we've lost, the people that have been murdered. And I was struck by the courage that it took, the effortless courage that it took to keep bringing these things forward, which you do. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to the moment of reckoning. You're not the only powerful woman, even in this.
Just want to make one point. She did not give a graduation speech. She just did a video and put it out there. She officially had nothing to do with the school. The school didn't ask her to give any kind of commencement speech. This was Meghan on her own doing, which she always does.
This community who has had a sitting president take a shot at you, mobs come at you, powerful people and powerful forces try to take you down or try to disparage your message. This is a tough time for people with power and platforms. What is your best advice for other folks with stakeholders, with a desire to weigh in on the important issues of the day, to take those risks carefully, to assess them correctly, and then to weigh in?
Yes, I mean, I think...
And before she answers that,
it's about being
I don't
authentic.
understand why she's asking about or making the comment that she's so brave to keep speaking out about it and to say the names of the people who have died and to talk about the BLM. It doesn't take much. And she's also speaking to a school that she once attended. She was not asked to make this speech. She goes around and does these little pop-up PR stunts and goes and says things online to address what's happening out there to try to insert herself in current events. But let's go on and listen to what she has to say.
If you look back at anything that I've said, it's really interesting because it often what ends up being inflammatory, it seems, is people's interpretation of it. But if you listen to what I actually say, it's not controversial.
Our interpretations of it, if we listen to what she actually says, it's not controversial. Oh, I'm sorry, that just bothers me so much.
And
so she goes on to say, if we listen to what she has to say, it's not controversial. Everything she does, she creates controversy. And everything that she talks about are things that are hot topics that are going on at the moment. But she does do things in a way that is, it's wrong. It's controversial because who is she speaking out? Nobody asked her to, but she wants to go out there and influence these young lives. And as she'll even admit that, it kind of is a call to action. But I don't know where she can come up with her thought from. Anyway, let's continue.
And actually some of it is reactive to things that just haven't happened, which is, in some ways, I think you have to have a sense of humor about it, even though there is quite a bit of gravity, and there can be a lot of danger in a misinterpretation of something that was never...
Oh, that's the other thing. She had mentioned that a lot of people just do not interpret it correctly. So we don't get it, people. We don't understand what she's trying to say.
To begin with. But that, again, is a byproduct of what is happening right now for all of us. I would say the biggest thing, and what I have always stuck to, that high school graduation speech, I had done it a week or so before. I had pre-taped it for them. It was for high 17-year-old girls, right? So the tone and the sentiment, while...
You notice how she said she had pre-taped it for them? She makes it seem like, and it came across in the press, that they had asked her to do it as part of their commencement ceremony. But that wasn't the case. And the school would not respond when people called to ask if she was invited to do it. They didn't want to make any comment, and she had not gotten their permission in advance.
Of course, going to be a call to action was certainly lighter than where we landed after the murder of George Floyd. I knew I couldn't use that tape, and I really struggled, if I'm being honest, about what to say. And I didn't sit down and write anything, and I didn't ask anyone for help with how I should word this.
That's her problem. She doesn't ask any advice. She doesn't take any advice. She just talks off the cuff in reactionary manner to whatever she's feeling at the moment and thinks it's all relevant to us.
I was just in tears thinking about it, and I was explaining to my husband why I thought that it was so heartbreaking, certainly for me, to be back in Los Angeles and it feeling so reminiscent to the state of Los Angeles with the riots after the Rodney King beating. And so for these girls...
Oh, that's another thing. She had lied about that and said that she was in town and remembered the ashes falling from the tree and thought it was snow because the tree in her front yard was burning. But it was said by her sister, Samantha Markle, that they got her out of town and went to whatever it is, Palm Desert or whatever, in California, a few hours away. So she wasn't even there for that. She tries to come across and puts herself in things that happen in history and connect herself to them when she has no connection to them whatsoever.
Be graduating from high school, which should be a very celebratory time, to be plagued with that unrest felt troubling to me. So I just spoke from the heart, and that's probably why it doesn't look polished, and that's why it doesn't feel perfect, but that's also why it's authentic. And I think that is the takeaway that I have found, is if you don't listen to all the noise out there and you just focus on living a purpose-driven life and you focus on knowing what your own moral compass is, there are always going to be naysayers. But at the end of the day, I used to have a quote up in my room.
And before she goes to that quote, she talks about purpose-driven. She talks about authenticity and being authentic when she's done nothing but lie to people over and over. And to talk about being genuine and that starts with your own family and Harry's family and the people that are around you that you have disrespected. If you had a true moral compass, it would have been spinning around a long time ago and telling you that what you were doing was hurting people. You said that, or you're going to say in just a minute in a quote, basically the positive and negative can go right down the drain. Well, the problem with that is you're not caring about the things that you do and say and how they affect others. And they truly do affect others. But that's the part that shows me you can't be genuine and authentic because you're only caring about yourself and you're making it as though whatever you do is okay and it's right and it's the right thing to do. Well, that's not the situation, but let's listen to her quote.
Many moons ago, and it resonates now perhaps more than ever when you see the vitriol and noise that can be out in the world. And it's by Georgia O'Keeffe, and it's, "I've already settled it for myself, so flattery and criticism go down the same drain, and I am quite free." And the moment that you are able to be liberated...
Well, she says flattery and criticism, but it means that they don't affect her one way or the other.
From all of these other opinions of what you know to be true, then I think it's very easy to just live with truth and live with authenticity, and that's how I choose to move through the world.
I don't know about you guys, but that was pretty hard to listen to. All right, I'll be right back with you. Hello. I'd like to go through this video that was... sorry. Let me go ahead and go back to the next thing. All right. So, World's Greatest Bananatarian on Instagram posted Sky News article. Meghan loses High Court fight against Mel on Sunday over letter to father. So, this is just a different article on it. And let's see if there's something new. Anthony White, QC, representing the publisher, said the book, which was published in August, has given every appearance of having written with their Meghan and Harry's extensive cooperation, and I think we can all agree to that. He said he wished to amend the defense to allege Meghan had either directly or indirectly given the book's author information about the letter, and they had to have. Meghan's lawyer denies that she collaborated with them. We heard that in the last article. Justin Rushbrook, QC, representing the Duchess, says the claimant and her husband did not collaborate with the authors on the book, nor were they interviewed for it, nor did they provide photographs to the authors for the book. And I think this is why the main attorney who represents Johnny Depp has given this case over to a junior attorney. I don't think it's one that she can win. I'm pretty sure she's going to lose, and I believe she's going to end up having to pay the attorney fees for the Mail on Sunday as well. Mr. Rushbrook requested permission to appeal against the ruling, but, guys, it was denied by Judge Francisca Kay. So there's no more appeals on this. That book is going to come into evidence, and the Mail on Sunday will be able to show that she wasn't private at all, and she was given all kinds of information about her and Harry's private life to Omid and Carolyn. And it's funny, we haven't heard anything from Carolyn Duran ever since the book's release. It's been crickets. Scobie is out there taking care of everything on his own and backing up Meghan. But what's he going to do when he gets into the court? And they ask him, well, did they collaborate with you? And he's got it written on the back of his book that they did. He is lying, and he's going to get himself caught up in this in perjury, and I'm afraid Meghan is too. She is going to get caught lying in court. However, Ms. Kay said the Duchess lawyers could still pursue an appeal through the Court of Appeal. No. The lawyer said the inherent probability of the Duchess cooperating with the book's author could be demonstrated by simply comparing what the defendant's own article said with what the book said about the letter to her estranged father. The latest ruling means that Mail on Sunday will be able to rely on using this book, and the Duchess won the last tussle in the legal action when the judge said that he would protect the 5 friends, but doesn't mean that he's going to protect them once the hearing starts. I'm pretty sure those names will be revealed and will be a matter of public record at some point. Okay, this just goes on to talk about that a little bit, and we know about that. Guys, look at the Sussex squads. They're actually doing memes, and they have Queen Elizabeth on there. It said the Queen doesn't follow these laws. That's why Princess Diana died. Oops. Can you believe this? The disrespect of the Sussex squad. The Queen has sovereign immunity, meaning she can't be arrested. She could commit murder and theoretically get away with it, whilst other royal members, something genuine from, are, I guess, unable to be prosecuted from civil proceedings. Oh my God. And this was like one of their Instagram things, and this is where I found the meme, but it was sickening. Here's another one, and I don't know if you had seen the movie Get Out, but it says that just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome. Get out. And that's based on the movie. So it's like they're saying that everybody, look at all the faces on that they're all talking to Meghan and saying, get out, you're not welcome. And that was about a family that was racist toward blacks. And a young girl brought a young black man home in the movie, and they were all after him and chasing him out. So this is terrible. They're like saying to us that it was total racism. Oh, that bothers me so much. Here was another Instagram account that I had found, and I reported them. It was called the Sussex Squad, and they're using the logo that was for Sussex Royal, and I reported it again, saying that logo is owned by the Queen and the Palace, and that it's not allowed to be used by any of her fans. It says official fan page. It's disgusting. World's Greatest Bananatarian also posts what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. Says not anymore. And so this was just one of the videos that she posted. Meghan Markle loses again. Could this lead to charges of perjury or treason? And I definitely think it could. Harry and Meghan biography, Finding Freedom, can be used as evidence. So I think this is a big win for the Mail on Sunday. And I think that that Omid and Meghan should be very worried about what's happening. It just goes on to say, and I won't read the whole article, Meghan Markle today lost her court fight to block claims that she cooperated with the authors of an explosive book about her private life and allowed her friends to. So I think that we were able to see in the video that where she was interviewed for the Sussex podcast about her narcissistic ways, and that honestly, she thinks that she is the end all and be all for all of us, that anything she says should be of great importance to us, but it makes no sense. She's rambling. Any of us could go out and create a video and talk about what we think and what we want to hear, but we're not actually going to take her serious. And like I said, I think that she wants to be an influencer, and I do think that the reality show, even though they came back and said that it wasn't true, it wouldn't have been out there if it wasn't. And I'm pretty sure that they have already used film and audio and video and footage that they've already created, and that it'll probably take 6 months for this to come out. And I think she's hoping it won't be released until after the end of Brexit with March 31st. And I certainly hope that the Queen and Charles, who were said to have been meeting recently, and that William declined to go because he's just washed his hands of the whole situation, we're supposed to be discussing what their latest involvement in getting into American politics and different things that, and also the possibility of this reality show where it films them behind the scenes. It's just crazy. It's crazy. I swear every day what comes out with her. But I want to know what you guys are thinking, and leave your comments. And don't forget to like and share. And guys, never forget how important you are to those who love you. We are all going through these difficult and uncertain times together. And that's just from me. And I just wanted to post this beautiful fall foliage picture with it mirrored off the lake. And it's just beautiful. And I hope that you all are finding peace and, keeping up your positivity and staying encouraged that we are going to get through these difficult times, and we're going to do them together and by connecting and talking to one another. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, and I want to send out love and kisses to all of you. Thank you, and have a great day, and I will